Welcome to Inside Fen Farm Dairy episode 2. This time in the Waveney Valley in Suffolk, I meet Marc. Marc is the head cheesemaker at Fen Farm Dairy, and he makes, frankly, one of the best cheeses in the UK, if not the world. It's a brie style cheese, soft, oozing, made with this single herd milk that we heard about from Johnny in episode 1. So if you love your cheese making, if you love cheese, get involved, subscribe today to my channel, find out more about Fen Farm Dairy, about the Westcombe project, and loads of other great content. Enjoy. This is Fen Farm Dairy.
I'd always had a bit of an interest in cheese, but had absolutely no idea the work that was involved in cheese making. Like, I just enjoyed eating it, really. I knew I wanted to get into food and local produce in some way. Just decided to turn up at the farm one day, popped my head up at the window, basically. The rest is sort of history. It is very repetitive cheese making, and you're hoping that it is that way in a way. Like, you want every day to run smoothly and go to a pattern. That is the ideal. Cheese making always throws you little curveballs. Every day is slightly different, but you're trying to keep it the same, really. This is like my weapon of choice in the morning, the pH reader. Basically, they'll tell me that they've just finished milking, they're going to push the last bit through. I can then get the heads up that I am ready to hopefully transfer the milk. There's an incredible amount of science involved in cheese making and in the dairy industry in general, but I think there's definitely a more sort of artistic approach as well. I'm still learning. I've only broached the surface of actual science of cheese making in those few years. I'm ever learning and still feel like I have so much to sort of grasp. The general feeling for the cheese, I mean, when you do it day in and day out and you taste the cheese and you have the meetings and we talk through how we want to go, I just feel like, yeah, actually getting your hands in there and being involved with every cheese make, it really is this experience. You get to know how you want the curd and at what point and timings and acidity and just everything what goes into making a good cheese. It's definitely more than just science. Starting to get a little bit... No, just eager to get crack on, but no, I'm not worried. I do it too much to get too anxious. It is quite challenging, I think, working with raw milk. I mean, for me, I think because the raw milk's not standardised, it can behave differently, and definitely throughout the season, the milk does change a lot. You know, your milk solids and the fats. Yeah, you have your more challenging times throughout the year. It definitely keeps you on your toes, and yeah, it adds a bit of excitement to it. So as soon as the milk starts to go grainy and thick and cling to your finger, that's the first sign of the rennet doing its job and actually coagulating the milk and setting it to a curd. Wobbly curd there, it's all looking good. It's always quite a satisfying bit in the cut. Winter cheese makes are definitely my favourite. The higher fat milk for us is definitely the best. Yeah, I probably came into as a head cheesemaker with the least amount of experience as ever of a head cheesemaker, but I kind of learnt running, really. It was kind of, like I say, learning on the move. I kind of had Johnny to fall back on, and we were having regular meetings, and I just really learnt a lot from him and just absorbed it all and put it into practice. The sort of growth of the farm has been really quite fast, so we're forever looking for new staff. Yeah, so we've now got Tom, who's the second cheesemaker. So he's been with us a few months now.
Who's the best ladler? Is there a competition?
Everyone in the room has thought, well, it's meals.
Yeah.
Not the same. Start off with 2 week and then move on to a 4 week. Sometimes what might be our ideal cheese for us at cheese tasting isn't necessarily the ideal cheese for the customer further down the line.
Not as handsome. Same sort of moisture though.
Yeah.
You can see that sort of creaminess already in the curd.
Sometimes we might think a duller cheese is to start off with actually kind of mature into some of the best cheeses because they reach the maturity.
I mean, it's a beautiful cheese, but it just needs to be sold early, and we've got to be a little bit careful on the rind.
Yeah. You're going to have to be very careful because I've got some cheeses like 5.2 moisture and stuff come through. Because I've been doing it a few years now, I'm kind of finding you can almost preempt the change into the seasons before they become too evident. So I think we're definitely improving. You know, I'm really proud of what we're doing here. I don't think there's a point where we'll say, yes, that's totally perfect. There's always areas to improve on.
Thanks for watching episode 2 of Inside Fen Farm Dairy. If you've enjoyed, make sure you subscribe today to the channel so you don't miss out on any other great food and farming content.